Hi, and welcome to JD's Long Box. I'm your host, JD. For this 60-second review, we're taking a look at the first Batman comic that I ever read. That is Batman number 446, published in 1990 by DC Comics. Batman was created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. The writer was Marv Wolfman. The pencils were Jim Aparo. The inks were by Mike DiCarlo. And the colorist was Adrienne Roy. If you remember from my introduction video, this was one of the comics that I received as an Easter gift. Prior to this, my only exposure to Batman was reruns of the 1966 TV show Batman and Robin, or their appearances on Super Friends. So I thought that it was strange that Batman was not teamed with Robin. This comic was released shortly after the Tim Burton movie starring Michael Keaton, and in the wake of the A Death in a Family storyline, when the Joker killed Jason Todd, the second Robin. Once I started reading the comic, however, the absence of the Boy Wonder proved appropriate, since it allowed the Dark Knight to delve into more realistic crime drama without all the camp of the previous era. The story opens on Batman in Moscow, staking out a hockey game for a villain known as the Demon. The Demon is a master disguise and could be anyone. Batman takes to his detective work and discovers that someone has murdered the Russian goalie and taken his uniform. This leads Batman to a face-off on the ice with the Demon. The Demon escapes and takes the hostage, forcing Batman to jump from a moving train. After this, we get a look at Bruce Wayne bandaging his injuries and making up a cover story. Batman and the Russian police try to stop the Demon's terrorist attack on a peace conference. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne's love interest, Vicky Vale, shows up to cover the event, but Bruce is nowhere to be found. While they're on the lookout for the Demon, they know that the Master of Disguise could be anyone. But when the Demon reveals himself, it turns out that Batman is a Master of Disguise too. In their ensuing fight, Batman is severely injured. Trapped by the Demon, this builds to a cliffhanger ending. Marv Wolfman gives us a fun, down-to-earth detective story that covers everything you need in a Batman story without all of the over-the-top stuff. We get the detective, the fighter, and the secret identity. Jim Aparo's pencils shows good detail, anatomy, and backgrounds, and his storytelling with his page layouts makes most of the action easy to follow without needing to read the dialogue. Mike DiCarlo's inks are laid down with quick brush strokes that lose some of the detail, but gives just enough light and shadow for a crime drama. Adrienne Roy's colors are filled in with solid blocks of color, and almost no shading, but her choice of color really separates the characters from the background and focuses your eye on the important details. The writing gets an 8.5, the colors gets a 9, the inks gets an 8, and the pencils gets an 8.5. This adds up to an 85%. I hope you liked this 60-second review. I'm JD, and until next time, this box is closed.